What's up, YouTube? tasthedingus here again to talk to you guys about the iOS beta. So far, really enjoying it. From my last video, if you watched that one, I finished up that Dragon Slayer 2 quest, which was pretty awesome. That like ending cutscene, man, very cool. Made me feel like a hero and stuff. So heck yeah, super duper great quest. Definitely recommend everybody does Dragon Slayer 2. Also, some of the rewards were super useful, some huge XP rewards. And as you can see in this video, wearing my cool new cape from the quest, gotta fashion scape it up after you obtain one of those like harder items to get, you know what I mean? But yeah, let's dive into a little bit on the iOS mobile version of RuneScape. It's pretty sweet. I went over a little bit on how hard it is to click accurately, so I found myself tapping on the wrong destination on my teleport jewelry a heck of a lot. That being said, I think that this iOS mobile is going to really help my farming and hunter with like birdhouses, because you can just do it anytime you have a couple minutes. You don't have to be near a computer or whatever. You can just pull out your phone, do a quick farm run, check on your birdhouses, get some sweet loot, and go back to whatever you're doing in real life. So it could be really great if you like work and have like a lunch break or something. You can do your farm run real quick on your lunch break if you want. Not telling you how to live your life, of course. Do whatever you want on your lunch break. You can, even like eat some lunch. That's what I normally do. So yeah, the clicking is kind of weird. I've heard other people talking about the report functionality of the report button. Apparently, like whenever you hit report to report someone, you can't click on what you want to report them for because the keyboard blocks it. Not a huge deal for me. I'm not trying to like report a bunch of people on my phone. I will report like people who are advertising botting websites or whatever if I'm playing on my computer, but it doesn't really affect my quality of life when I'm just chopping logs on my phone or doing a quick farm run or whatever. And you don't usually get like spammed too hard when you're doing farm runs or chopping logs or really doing anything efficient. Like I feel like those accounts are just bots like PMing everyone talking about their stupid bot website. So pretty easy to just ignore, and I'm sure those accounts get banned at an insane rate. So it's just like as soon as one gets reported and caught, like several more pop up. But I did see a few player moderators at the GE recently apparently trying to crack down. So whenever there was like mods at the GE, I still got the PMs, but they seemed to come to a quick halt from at least the specific people they were coming from. What else about the mobile version? I definitely prefer playing on my computer. It's really hard to get away from it. Like, I do find myself, I'm trying to play on the mobile as much as I can since I'm on like the beta or whatever, and they picked me to do it, and I feel like it's kind of my job to get some quality tests, and that's why I'm testing it out as much as I can for you guys. But yeah, totally cannot wait to start playing on my computer all the time again. Because it's just so much easier. I couldn't imagine doing anything like PKing or dude, even like bossing is so difficult. I've seen a lot of cool videos of people beating like awesome bosses and stuff. Guy on Reddit that I follow on Reddit just recently did the Abyssal Sire, which is a solo boss, and was like, that's freaking sick, because I mean that's a huge Slayer requirement, so of course my account couldn't do it, but very cool to see somebody do on their phone. Because from what I hear, it's kind of a click intensive thing too, a lot of like prayer switching and stuff. which is kind of difficult because of the next thing I was going to get into. Another thing that I've been seeing on Reddit and also noticing for myself, if you look at the like all the tabs of your options of stuff, so like your inventory, your equipment, stats, quests, you got your attack styles, your prayers, your spellbook, all those little tabs aren't quite to the edge of the screen, so you can totally misclick and go like all the way to the edge of the screen. You can probably see me fair amount just misclicking on nothing whenever I'm chopping logs, so I kind of look like a dingus running around and not chopping logs at times. Sorry, something, had a quick burp to do, didn't want to gross you guys out. But yeah, dude, where I see this mobile being super useful is these things like skilling. These like, I'm chopping magic logs. It's like the most AFK thing pretty much in the game. So if it's on my phone, I can just like tap it and be, chopping a magic log basically all the time. And don't tell Jagex, but dude, you could like click on a tree, stick your phone in your pocket, and pull it back out in a little bit, and then click on another tree. Not that bad. Like, could be gaining XP like all the time, which I'm kind of worried about. Like, is all my progress, chopping logs at the woodcutting guild, going to get overcome by like everybody is able to do it all the time? So is everybody gonna have a woodcutting cape before I do? Be super sad if a bunch of people, I guess a lot of people already do have woodcutting capes before I do, but still, I'll be really sad if I start seeing woodcutting capes like everywhere, because I want to, we want those achievement capes because, we want to have a cool, unique item, and like for me, it's most of the time because of some cool fashion scape or whatever, but it's different for everybody. You definitely want to show off, your cool stuff that you've done with your account, because it takes like so many hours, so you want like whenever you're chopping logs, or I get hyped when somebody is like, hey, cool cape, man, and I'm totally that guy who, if I see you're wearing like some sick third age, or like like one of my favorite items is the Ale of the Gods. If I see like a player like wielding those cool like things, or an achievement cape, I'll be like, hey dude, cool item or whatever, and it usually brings up a really cool conversation. I love the RuneScape community for that, which brings me to another thing that I'm kind of worried about the mobile being introduced. I love being social on RuneScape, and as I don't think that that's going to completely disappear, I do see like it's pretty difficult to chat while you're doing other stuff, and you misclick and go do something else on accident a lot. So it could become inefficient to just chat with people while you're chopping logs or fishing. And I think that that's like a really cool part of the game, and it has been since I was like really young on RuneScape 2, which is now RuneScape 3. Back before, like before the EOC and stuff, I was playing like old RuneScape, and that was one of my favorite parts, is how active the community is. And if you go to a free-to-play world and chop willows or yews at the Grand Exchange or whatever, you'll totally see that community that's just like everybody's talking to each other. Oh man, one of the worst ones for bots especially was Karamja lobsters. Really crazy community. I always loved when people did like the slide, and then made a fish, and it like swam. It swimmed past. I thought that was like pretty cool. So I hope that part of the game, doesn't lose. I hope the game still stays like pretty cool, where people are talking to each other. But I'm gonna wrap this video up now. It's getting kind of long, and I know it's kind of boring just me reviewing the iOS and chopping logs. If you have any feedback about the iOS thing, hit it up in the comments and we'll talk about it. Please write in some. Thanks YouTube. I'll see you later.